everyone, this is Alan Denman again, and this is my wife, partner and boating mate, Aisha.
And fellow adventurer.
Yes, and what an adventure it's been. We're speaking to you, and I think December the 5th probably. Mm-hmm. Not quite sure what day of the week it is.
Kind of losing track. Have been on the boat quite a long time.
But we're in Uxbridge in North London, and we've made it. We've made it through all the lock closures, come all the way down from the Midlands, and we started. It's only taken us a year to get down. Mm-hmm. When we bought the boat in Solihull last year, we thought we'd be down in 3 weeks. What a learning curve it's been. But we want to just tell you a little bit about our adventure and really the kinds of things that we've gone through in our journey from Solihull to Uxbridge, which is probably about 100 miles, but on a narrowboat, that's like 3,000 miles. Because you go really slowly. In fact, the most miles we've travelled in one day has been 12.5. I know that doesn't sound very much, but when you're manning the boat, when you're holding the tiller and you're going through locks and there's an icy wind blowing and the boat's being pushed left and right, I tell you, that's quite a lot of miles anyway. So we're here and we're going to talk to you just a little bit about, some of the sort of big mark points, really, the stages that we've been through to get down here and some of the things that we've seen. So I don't know what are some of the most vivid memories for you, Aisha? What do you remember?
How every place is so different. I thought I knew Great Britain, but it's such a different experience when you're actually seeing it from a canal and when you are seeing it at 1 or 2 miles an hour, which is probably our average travelling speed. But the wonderful thing about that is you actually do get a chance to really taste each place. And even here in the middle of grey old winter, when sometimes the sun just doesn't come out at all, it's still so beautiful. It really is. I'm always overwhelmed by the beauty of this country. And the great big differences between the people. We've travelled from the lovely people of the West Midlands where we started, and we were really on the outskirts of Birmingham there, and all the lovely Brummies we met. And we've sort of slowly gone down, hearing all those accents change, and finally ended up in London, which really is my stamping ground. It's pretty much where I've lived most of my life, and hugely different from where we've been. I think probably the biggest difference is we're now in this very urban area, and we've pretty much been out in the countryside for a year, so I've become a bit of a country girl. And I miss the nature, although it still pops in, even here in deepest Uxbridge. We still come across beautiful stretches where you really could be way out in the country. But there's also something wonderful about the urban thing as well. I'm kind of enjoying that. We've had great experiences of meeting, real traveller types down this way. People doing all sorts of creative stuff on the boats, actually, which I didn't see so much up in the West Midlands, certainly not in the areas that we were. One fabulous lady we bumped into a few miles back. Where were we? Hemel Hempstead. They had a Christmas fair on. I went to see Father Christmas on a canal boat, which was just brilliant. And that same canal boat was run by a lady who runs it as a floating theatre as well. Can you imagine? Because you guys have seen a little bit about the size of our boat, 6 foot wide, 7 feet long. She had the same thing, and she does theatre there. It's that sort of thing I absolutely love, and I'm looking forward to a bit more of that as we go into London to see some sort of artistic, creative types. Yeah. But it's all been beautiful. How about for you?
Yeah, so, I'd like to echo something that Aisha said about, seeing places that, most people don't see. And I call it Secret England, is that the canals are like an alternative route through England, and one that only a tiny percentage of the population know about. And it is like a secret world. And in places, it really is like going back in time. So one of our first trips was on the Stratford Canal, which is absolutely beautiful. Single lock, idyllic. And that is one of my best memories of just certain spots there, which were so beautiful, so natural and pure. The air quality, incredible. But it's not just that. It's people that you meet.
Yeah.
It's the curiosity of other people and people being very open. It's sort of having a boat and being on it attracts a lot of attention from some people because they're very curious about this. They know that there's something here, an alternative way of being that is a way of life that really is very free, and you can move around and you're not tied to one place if you live in a flat or a house as you are. And there's fabulous spots on the canal which are really old. Some of the old canal pubs like the Folly at Knapton or the Rising Sun at Berkhamsted, wonderful places. How do I feel about being in London? Mixed feelings. Lovely to be here, back on familiar territory and with family and friends and everything else, but the water is dirty. It's very clogged, lots of boats, lots of sort of boats rotting away, just abandoned as well. So it's not beautiful countryside. In particular Warwickshire, the countryside of Warwickshire was beautiful. So that is my presiding memory. One spot on the Stratford Canal where we moored up, and that was so beautiful. What about you, Aisha? What one memory that you want to share with people? And maybe you could give some tips or advice to people as well to round off.
Yeah, one of my things I've absolutely loved, probably my best memory, is gathering free food along the canal, plum picking and sloe picking and bramble picking and making fruits and jams and things. Just absolutely idyllic. And having said that, yes, tips and advice. I would say this: canal boating is not for everyone. Al and I do bang on about the beauty and the romance, etc., etc. There is another side to it. It's a hard life. It's very, very cold when it gets cold. We have spent a year doing DIY on our boat, because many of you guys out there will probably, like us, end up buying a project that will take 3 times as long as you think it will take, and probably 10 times as much money. So be thoughtful about doing it. It isn't for everybody. But if we do leave you with something, I would say, look, be inspired in this way. If you don't go out and buy a canal boat, which may not be your thing, do go out and adventure. I think for us that's been the absolute joy, this great journey that we have been on, that has really tested us at times, truly has, and that we've come back here to London from back to our community and our friends, most of them, as Alan was saying, are down here, with great stories. So that's what we bring back, the tales and of our adventure, and hopefully inspiration for other people who really want to do something that stretches them, which may not be a canal boat, but whatever it is, guys, don't be scared. Do it. If we could do this, you can do whatever you're dreaming of. Yeah. Do it.
So my one bit of advice is follow your dream. Don't work in that office for another 2, 5, 10, 20 years. If you have a dream, go out and live it. You don't know how long you're going to be on this planet, so enjoy your life. Go on an adventure.